Hello, I'm going to tell you about the first time I bought my real gold. Ladies and gentlemen, this here is a Huey gunship. I hate to say this, but it was the most feared weapon. The Viet Cong were terrified of us because I flew for the U.S. Marine Corps. The gun carried 4 machine guns and 18 rockets. We could come in, and that's how we fought. When I was in Vietnam, I was in 1972. I was flying off an aircraft carrier in the South China Sea, flying strikes into Vietnam. I got a letter from my rich dad. He was my best friend's father. He says, watch out, the world's gonna change. For your history buff, Nixon just took the dollar off the gold standard in 1971, August 15th. So the US dollar became fake money. In 1972, when I was understanding what my rich dad was saying, I went to we're on a carrier off the Vietnam, and I talked to my co-pilot. I said, hey, look, gold was $35 an ounce, and today it's $50 an ounce. So he says, what does that mean? I said, I think it's going to go higher. And just FYI, I said that was in 1972. It was $50 an ounce. Today it's $2,700 an ounce. My co-pilot and I crank up, and we said, well, let's find a gold mine, because Vietnam's a very rich country, oil and gold and silver and all that. We found the gold mine. There was only one problem with that gold mine. It was behind enemy lines. And so Marine pilots now are not the brightest guys on earth. They said, oh, if we go in quick enough, we might be able to get out. So we just said, okay, we'll do it. So what was happening in 1972, if you know your history, the North Vietnamese are extreme south. The gold mine was here, North Vietnamese were here. So we took off from my carrier and we went low and slow. We got to the village where the gold mine was a tall bamboo trees. I still remember it clearly today. We flew around the bamboo trees. We took no fire. We could see the people below. Nobody was shooting at us. So I said, I think we can go in. So we went in, we landed our little helicopter, a little gunship, and we took out 2 pilots. We had a crew chief. We took off our weapons, and the bamboo trees was a village. And we walked through the village. We said, hey, we're unarmed, we come in peace. We're here to buy gold. We're capitalists. We're not Marines. We're here to buy gold. So I walk up to this little lady. She has a little shack made of bamboo sticks and a little, flop. It wasn't more than, hot dog stands are built better than her gold stand. So she was like this. And she's sitting there like this, and she's got bright red teeth because they eat beetle nuts. And she was selling gold. And my co-pilot and I were now business partners in the gold industry. And we're looking at the little plastic vials, and inside there are little nuggets of gold. But this is the thing we realized that day. Like a lot of times we learn from our mistakes. And that day, I didn't realize it at that time, but so how come we don't know what gold is? But we found out later it was illegal for Americans to own gold. Why would it be illegal to Americans to own gold? This is 72. So then we're looking at those little vials of nuggets of gold. She's sitting there, little red teeth on her. And I say, gold is now $50 an ounce. I said, I'll give you 40. And she goes, spot. I said, what? I said, I'll give you $40. I showed her 2 $20 bills. Spot. I said, what? Spot. And that woman, I don't think she went to Harvard, but she was educating 2 college graduates about gold. I didn't realize it at that time, but gold is money throughout the world. And the price of that gold was $50 an ounce throughout the world. So she was educating us in financial literacy. The word spot means that's the price, boy, grow up. So we're sitting there still doing our best to get it down $10, and she won't budge. She says, it's spot. And finally, we're sitting there, we hear my crew chief screaming, Lieutenant, Lieutenant, Lieutenant. And we knew at that point, in my mind, I could see North Vietnamese coming down around rice paddy and bamboo, and we're going to be dead that day. So we dropped the gold. My co-pilot and I are running through the village at high speed. I still remember there was this duck in front of me. I kicked the duck, it looked like a football going through a goalpost. We got to my helicopter like this. My little crew chief was down here. He was trying to push the thing up. I said, what's wrong? I had parked my aircraft on a rice paddy, and the damn thing was sinking like this. So he's pushing it like this. The crew chief was the smallest. I said, you get in, because our crew chiefs could also fly. And the 2 pilots stood behind here. And it's, okay, start the engine. And pretty soon we're just rocking it like this, rocking it like this. We're stuck in the mud. And finally this mud's flying all over us. It pops up finally. He parks it on a rice paddy. We jump in and we fly back to the ship. And we're just covered in mud. And we got back onto the carrier. Our commanding officer says, what happened to you guys? I said, don't ask, sir, don't ask. And we went in. But that's when I became a gold bug. Not long after that, our carrier and our task force sailed into Hong Kong. I walked up this little road in Hong Kong. I found the Krugerrand, the South African Krugerrand, for 50 bucks, exactly spot. And I paid $50 for that little Krugerrand. And that's when I found out. They said, but you have to smuggle it in because you're an American. I said, what? Americans can't own gold. The little Chinese was trying to warn me, don't smuggle it in. I said, well, they'll never find it. She goes, no, it's illegal for you to own gold. I said, here's 50 bucks, And I stuffed that thing in my pocket. I carried it all the way back home. We all came home alive, uninjured. And today I still have that same Krugerrand. It's now safely stored in Liechtenstein in a safe outside of Switzerland. And that little Krugerrand I paid $50 for is now worth about $2,900. So what happened was the gold stayed the same. Purchasing power of the US dollar came down. And that's what's happening to people today. They're getting wiped out because prices are going up, but the purchasing power of their dollar is going down. But that's what happens when you don't have any financial education. You work for money and you save money that's decreasing in value. That little Vietnamese woman 50-something years ago educated me. She said, there's a spot. Gold is money all over the world. And so is silver, and so is Bitcoin. That's what financial education does. It teaches you what's real money versus fake money. In my head, I could see the NVA, North Vietnamese Army, surrounding us. If they had surrounded us, would I have fought? The answer is no. I will put my hand up. And the reason is, even though my aircraft had machine guns, all I have is a little 38 Special here, a little revolver. So I figured it'd be better to be a POW in the Hanoi Hilton than dead. So I just said, surrender, send me to the Hanoi Hilton. And that's what happened that day.